Let's go, Lizzo.
Let's go, Lizzo.
That's actually the flute's name is
Yeah.
Lizzo.
Yeah. So I start playing to the tune of Back That Ass Up.
Welcome to another episode of Nerd Social Hour in Texas, where we like to geek out on all things pop culture. Today, I'm going to be your dungeon master as we go through Dungeons and Dragons and kind of answer some questions, maybe get you a little bit more excited about it and play a little bit of a game. But I can't do it by myself, of course. I'm here with all of my shit-headed friends.
All right. I'm Perkins. Give me a second. Oh, that's not good. It's 12.
Oh.
I don't know. I still don't know what that means.
Let's roll. Let's
You're
do
gonna
it.
I didn't even know what was going to happen yet.
I'm Alex, and I have a 19.
Damn it.
I have a 9.
Boo.
But what's your name?
I don't even get a name. I rolled too low.
Damn.
That's Crystal, y'all.
Roll your dice.
What's up, guys? It's Comic Guy Faves. I guess I'll roll with it. That's 20, bitch.
Wow.
Lies.
Wow.
All right.
Look
It's your
at
boy, D Money.
Fake.
It took everything.
13. I don't know if that's good or bad.
I mean, it depends on what we're doing. There's a
higher
lot
than
that
a
the dice
9.
can really mean. It can be a really good thing, really bad thing. If you
I
cheat
think
like
it's like-
Fabian and got a 20.
On the rank of who's coolest.
Fabian wins right now because he got a 20 just by the dice.
Just by the dice, yeah.
Only that roll, though.
Yeah.
Let's keep
Only
it
that
real.
roll counts.
Everything else about him
Only
sucks.
because of the
God
dice.
damn.
So, if it wasn't abundantly apparent by all of the dice rolling and me saying we're talking Dungeons and Dragons, that's what we're going to do today. I'm excited about this episode. Dungeons and Dragons is something I played when I was, 12, 13.
'Cause he's a
I
nerd.
fell off and picked it back up, as the older I've gotten. And regardless of what these assholes say, it has gotten wildly more popular. There's been a movie that's come out. People are getting more interested.
I think Stranger Things kind of like brought it into the light a little bit
definitely helped it. For a little background and context on it, Dungeons & Dragons is a tabletop RPG. It was created in the 70s by Gary Gygax.
Say that 5 times fast.
Gary Gygax. Gary
He's telling you to do
Go,
it.
go, go.
Glock,
That's the
Glock,
speed
30,000.
Gary Glock.
There are about five editions, 5e being the most popular. You're going to have people that play all sorts of styles from made up, more called homebrew, to strict, dungeon crawling through the books themselves. I kind of wanted, since I think I know a little bit more than the rest of you about it, to get if you had any questions or what knowledge you had about Dungeons and Dragons. Is there anything? Does it even appeal to you? If you're like, fuck it, I'm just doing it because you asked, then that's fine.
Honestly, for me, I've always wanted to play it, but I never had time to do it. And every time that it came up to where someone was going to have a game going,
Right.
like I was like not around or too busy to go join. So like I've actually never played, but I've always wanted to.
I mean, I've played with Justin,
yeah.
and I love the storytelling aspect of it. Like, if you get a good DM, Alex, well, you're one of the best.
You are one of the best, man.
They will bring it to life. Like, going back to Alex.
Different
now-
Alex, not you.
He
Knew
could,
he wouldn't
he
talk
could play the
about
part
me.
of a female. He played everything. He did everything
It's
correctly.
intimidating as a dungeon master, and admittedly, I'm not great at it, and I want to get better, but because you have a lot of roles to fill, where when you're a player, when you're playing a game, you have that one character, maybe 2 or 3, but as a dungeon master, it's your job to fill every other role. The people in the town, the nuances, the person running a tavern or the bad guys, you're supposed to give them life because at the end of it all, it's a role-playing game. And if you guys aren't invested or there are people that aren't taking it seriously, which I mean,
It could
to
kind of
an
take you
extent,
out.
yeah,
Like if you're like super like
it ruins
like,
the game.
I wore my medieval times looking suit for today. Like I'm a knight ready to go. Although I don't think I'm a knight for this. But anyways, what is y'all's background on?
I came in with a 10. Oh.
No, I'm talking about like Dungeons and Dragons.
I thought we were talking about drip.
He was like, I'm wearing George.
You big
I
dumb
got
bitch.
this from the Midgard.
Who are you
Wow.
wearing?
I think my first... do you guys remember that Justin Long movie, Dungeons and Dragons? Was it
I don't know if I
Long?
do.
Justin, no, that
Not
was
Justin
not. You're
Long?
talking about the one with Marlon Wayans in it?
You should Google it because I don't know what you're talking about at all.
Is that the one with Heath Ledger?
There was a Dungeons and
like-
Dragons movie
No,
that
that was-
came out.
Knight's
I don't know.
Tale.
In the 2000s, it had Marlon Wayans. I don't remember any of the other actors. And
I thought it was Justin
maybe
Long.
no, it wasn't a
But
Baldwin.
no, it's Justin Whalen.
Justin Whalen.
It is. It does have the more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't very well received. It was a movie that was definitely fit the time it came out in.
Yeah.
It was campy. It was. There was
That's
no
Marlon
way
Wayans.
it was ever going to be successful.
That
And
was Jeremy Irons was in it.
that yes.
That was the one that first drew me in. I would watch that all the time with my sister. But rather than that, I've never played it. I've never touched it. I think the closest I've gotten to it, I don't know. I play Catan, but that's nothing like it.
No, it's not.
Magic. No, it's
It's
not.
all fantasy world
Yeah.
type stuff. It's
Yeah.
got a similar vibe, I guess, in that
Yeah.
context.
Well,
You called him a nerd.
Says the person wearing a nerd shirt. Crystal, what about you?
Get her ass.
I tried to play once, and they took like fucking 2 hours to make a character. And then we started playing. We played for like 30 minutes, and then everybody was like, "We're gonna get back together in like 2 weeks and finish this shit out." And I was like, "Hell yeah, man, let's do it!" And then it never happened again. So
Damn.
after that, I realized that they wasted my time, and
That's one of the most. It's one of
Wasted
the.
my time.
I wasn't about it anymore.
It's one of the biggest I don't know the word I'm looking for because my brain just spaced on it. But there's so many random things about Dungeons and Dragons that gets made fun of a lot.
Yeah.
And one of them is getting a party together. It's
It's tough.
somebody's always gonna have a scheduling conflict, or let's do it again, and you never do it again. And it was funny. I was hoping in the Dungeons and Dragons movie they do something like that, or even create a sequel where one person just wasn't able to make it. And they just make
Yeah.
like a light joke about
I did
it.
love the movie though, so I mean, I'm 1,000% down for more
Same,
movies.
same.
but-
I need to watch it.
It was great.
amazing.
I've only seen good things, so
Yeah, it's great.
Alex, do you have any Dungeons and Dragons experience?
Experience, no. I have talked about it with Alex also, and about like going to one of the parties, but haven't been able to. I was gonna say, like, other than being exposed to it on like Stranger Things, there's this TikTok that it's like one of my favorite TikTok comedians, and I can't remember his name. I think it's Brendan. But there's this TikTok where they show clips, like they record them playing and they show clips of them doing it. And it's so like, it's like they're so into it, but it's also, there's like comedy, there's drama, like it's storytelling, and it's really cool to see.
It really, when I say that you have to be into it and be serious about it, I don't mean serious about it where everything has to be like very stoic and
Like Lord of
to
the
point.
Rings.
It's just engaged, I guess is a
Yeah.
better word
Yeah.
for it. Where if you have people that there's a fear of like, I don't want to look foolish or I don't believe in it. It's
I think we threw that one out the window.
that full
You have
immersion
to,
just
like,
kind of really ruins it if you're not
Suspend your
willing.
disbelief,
Yes,
like
that's
while
how it
you're
makes it fun.
playing.
Yeah.
You're obviously playing something that's already fantastical and not real, so
Right.
just kind of give into it a little bit. I think is what most.
I think
people
it's
refuse to do.
some people might also just be scared to like act like these characters
Yeah.
that you are and kind of put yourself in that world or whatever.
I think-
Honestly, I don't even know if that's real because I've never played it, but that's what I could see.
I feel
You
like
don't
there's a lot of,
have
like,
to do
improv,
that.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, improv.
There's-
We
it's a
kind
lot
of talked
like
about
the
that.
role playing and improv. So
Some
Yeah.
of it can be, and there's talking about like people that do it on like TikTok and stuff. There's Vox Machina, which is a
Yes.
show on Amazon Prime. It's all about a Dungeons and Dragons campaign ran by Matt Mercer, who is famous for Critical Role. Critical Role is arguably one of the more famous Dungeons and Dragons themed, I don't know, shows or platforms.
Well, the entire script is made of
His-
one of their
yeah.
campaigns.
And
cool.
Yeah.
it can get, and the cool thing is Dungeons and Dragons can literally take place with all of the resources in the world or none of the resources in the world. Like you can literally buy one of these books and play. You can download a PDF at this point. You don't have to have things like the map here is just for fun. You don't have to do any of that. People have literally done it with, rocks and a sheet of paper. So it's all a matter of how much immersion you're willing to give yourself or willing to submit to. And when you have people, we've mentioned his name, Alex, before, he's so good at keeping you, like he's baiting you on the whole time that it makes you feel like you want to know what's going on.
Hypes you up for it.
Drop the fucking boss on you out of fucking nowhere. A trap.
But that doesn't always have to happen, though. Again, as long as you have somebody that can read a book, too, they have stories
do
that are
that.
already pre-written.
Let's
Danny's
just end
out.
it.
I'm out.
You were there.
You had me at improv, but reading a book, out. I'm out.
Let's do popcorn.
Popcorn.
Popsicle stick.
So you had mentioned the Marlon Wayans movie, and then we had talked a little bit about the newer one. So character-wise in that, do you guys feel like none of you've really watched the new Dungeons and Dragons
No,
movie, huh?
no,
I
but
have.
Yeah,
I've
Lord
seen
of
the
Rings.
characters and
I
stuff,
mean,
yeah.
the thing is things like that fantastic, area knights.
yeah,
and
almost like
dragons and all
medieval,
that.
but not in a realistic
Yeah.
or in a real time situation. I guess not historically accurate medieval time type.
And the thing is too, though, is that
Yeah,
it's become so ingrained in things that you don't realize, and it's given a lot of like new life in video games. The Baldur's Gate series,
Oh,
Nevermore,
yeah.
it's made video games. Even going to Stranger Things, those characters they're using like Vecna and Demogorgon, those are real characters that exist in the Dungeons and Dragons universe already. So it's really cool, old fan or new, getting to see stuff like that. And as far as I've been concerned, gatekeeping has always been a problem with just about every fandom.
yeah.
But Dungeons and Dragons has kind of avoided that a little bit. I'm not going to say entirely because that's just crazy, but
There's probably
if you-
gatekeeper characters.
but if you want to play, there's room for everybody to play, regardless of your
Yeah.
skill. And sometimes even just sitting there watching people can be just as much fun. I know the first few times I wanted to play that we bought a book. This was the Bookseller in Temple. Again, when I was like 12 or 13, we found a starter kit. We all pitched in and bought it. My very first character was a rogue human, and it sucked. It was not fun. The entire experience.
I thought I was going to
No,
completely
the
different
entire
direction.
experience was so bad because none of us knew what we were doing.
Yeah.
And we didn't really have many people teaching us. But if you're willing to keep going and learn through your mistakes, it's kind of like any good thing. It's only going to get better the more you do it.
Show.
They have a lot of stuff that's gonna come out soon though. That's D&D related because they're also working on their 50th or 100 or something, like 50th anniversary or something like that.
Actually, I don't know. So original D&D was first published in 1974.
God damn.
So
Good
Yeah,
year.
so-
I think it's next year then.
50th anniversary of Dungeons and
'cause-
Dragons. That's actually crazy.
What's
Wild.
his name? Joe.
Gurk McGurk or
Oh,
whatever.
Joe Magley.
Yeah, him.
Gurk on my
He's-
Gurk.
I know he's really there's a lot of celebrities that are super
Gurkin.
into D&D, but I think he's actually working on or he's part of a project that's supposed to come out. It's supposed to be celebrating the 50th anniversary.
If I'm not mistaken, he's also agreed to do an adaptation of one of the series. It's kind of crazy. You go through it, and even in television shows and stuff like that, we've realized that Dungeons and Dragons always kind of had it's always kind of there. Again, with big name actors, Vin Diesel, if nobody knew that, is huge into Dungeons and Dragons.
wow.
The guy that played Deathstroke.
Oh yeah.
That's Joe.
Yeah. Joe DiMaggio.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Joe DiGiorno's. DiMaggio's.
We're terrible at names.
Huge into Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
There's a TikTok that showed him having a table.
Oh
built.
yeah, custom
Wow.
table.
Custom
Yeah.
table.
Yeah,
for
that's
it, and
badass.
It again, you want to go all out with it. Matt Mercer's Dungeons and Dragons stuff has huge scenes where it's castles and smoke and lights and all that. And
I've seen people making tables with TVs on it.
Yeah.
Would that be they're using that for
yeah,
D&D
so
type
the
stuff?
cool thing about stuff like that is if you're able to do it and you can put the table underneath it, you
Yeah.
can use it as a grid.
Yeah.
And then people put plexiglass over it so you could
Yep.
draw on it. You could throw
Oh,
up new
sweet.
mats.
Damn.
Yeah.
And the more interactive it is, and it all depends on how many people you can get to commit. If I'm only going to have you over once, I'm not going to go all out and make this really nice table and then never
Right.
use it again.
It'd be cool. I don't know how. Again, I don't know how it works because I've never done it. But if within the story, if all your characters go home or whatever, almost like a saving point, so that you don't technically need everyone for every adventure. This guy's just gonna hang back in the in the Shire,
Yeah.
and we're gonna go to Mordor. And the next time they're not part of that adventure. It's almost like not choose
Kind
your
of
own.
keeping like episodic, where it's
Yeah,
like this
like-
adventure had these people.
Yeah,
but this
exactly. Like you don't have like you watch American Dad, like they're not all the characters aren't always in it. It's like every once in a while it's just a Steve story and a Roger story. Sometimes it's a Haley story.
I
or-
like how you chose American Dad.
Because he watches so goddamn
yeah, I
much.
do. I watch it a
American
lot.
Dad.
Fucking love American
He's
Dad.
constantly.
Well, I feel like every big, it's funny because I feel like every big like cartoon series has had like some kind of a Dungeons
yeah,
and Dragons
absolutely.
episode.
It's kind
I
of
know,
like comic books.
Comic books.
No, it is.
One of
but
my
I'm
favorite
not on
screen
that.
grabs is from Spider-Man, I think, and
Yeah.
they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and it has all of them around a table playing
Oh,
Dungeons and
shit.
Dragons in their costumes, dressed up as fantasy characters.
Oh,
that's funny.
And if I could find it, I'll definitely post it.
Yeah.
But to kind of understand a little bit of the game, sometimes it's best to just kind of play a little bit.
Yeah, let's
So,
do it.
Yes.
Let's
What
go.
I've done for you guys,
Let's
and
quit
I think I
fucking
sent it to
around.
all of you. I've pre-made you characters. I don't have 17 hours to spend for us to all make our own individual characters. We
Yeah.
can do that later. If you're interested in that, it's definitely something we could cover.
I'm a weak bitch.
There's
They've
so,
been-
there's so many different ways you can do it, from point buy systems to rolling the dice and picking the better of some. If you guys all have it, I'd kind of want you to go around and at least tell the characters I gave you, or I can tell them for you, so that way
Yeah, I
you may
don't-
not
I
know
don't
how to
have a
read
I
it.
don't
I
even know
I
what
wanna
this
say
is.
So we're gonna have Perkins. Perkins is going to be our rogue today. Danny is going to be our wizard.
I got mine.
I'm a wizard head.
Fabian.
I'm the hot stud ranger.
Fabian is going to be our ranger. Crystal is going
just
to be
what
our
it says.
barbarian.
And I'm the bod.
Full of bardic inspiration. This is going to be a very rough outline because there are going to be things like spells and checks that we're not going to be able to cover just because it is going to be a lot of information. What we're going to do today is we're going to focus more on the role playing aspect of it.
Okay.
Wow, wow,
Some of the
wow,
things that are
wow.
changing, and I wish I could mute your fucking microphone.
Damn it.
Fucking weirdo.
Keep going. Keep going.
So, some of the things.
I'm almost there.
Why is the
that?
tablecloth moving? Okay, go on,
All
go
right.
on, go on.
That's enough. Every time, Fabian
We gotta
raw
go.
dogging.
Yikes.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, Justin.
Can we read
So
home,
there's
baby?
going to be a lot of aspects of Dungeons and Dragons that we're not going to touch on, and I'm not going to get everything right. Some of the best and worst parts about it is there's a lot of interpretation, and if I don't do something the way you would like it done, I'm the dungeon master, bitch. So that's my prerogative.
Okay.
You said we were gonna focus more on like the role
The role
play
play aspect, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's become a popular thing that I've at least seen on TikTok. There's a community for everything on TikTok, and I'm a part of the Dungeons and Dragons one because you like a few fucking things, and it's all over the place
Yeah.
now. Shut the fuck up down there. I can see it on your face.
No, I was gonna talk about the sandwich
Thought you were gonna
guy.
call me a nerd.
No, but also fucking nerd. No, there's a guy that makes sandwiches and he
Yes.
rolls for them.
Roll for sandwich. It's like one of my
Wow.
favorite
Cool.
TikToks. He does it 3 times a week, and he's gotten super popular. He had one of the characters from the Dungeons and Dragons movie come on it. He's gotten
Whoa.
sent all of the merchandise from it. It's awesome.
That's
Lucky
hilarious.
I
bastard.
figured out the
pretty
guy I
cool.
was talking about. His name's Brendan Lee Mulligan. And there's this clip that is, I know you're, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I'm
Um,
interested.
There's this clip where his character is like a high esteemed like character, like of some royal something. And his character is in love with like a fairy or something. I don't know. And he's like, I take off my armor. He's like, I like whatever the word is where he's like disowning like his goblin people. And it's just like he gives this really romantic
Right.
speech. And like
Oh, I think I remember seeing you
yeah,
watch them,
because
yeah.
I've watched it a few times. It's just awesome.
There's another guy too that owns like a tavern, and he's always talking to you like in the third person. His
Yeah.
name's Quincy, and it just makes you feel like you're sitting there. And again,
Yes.
it's all about immersion.
Everyone at the table was like, because it was just this beautiful speech. Like it was like you're watching a movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. So kind of going off of that though, and like being willing to like give yourself to the game, it's role playing has become a big part of it, and you either are in it for the fights or in it for the role play. Personally, me, I like the role play aspect of it more. I want to learn the story.
Heyo.
I am going to get out of this chair and choke you today.
Go on.
Violent. Violent.
Sorry, Dungeon Master.
Role playing aspect of it.
Master.
But So there's checks for a lot of things. Like, hey, you're going to jump over this pond. So what we're going to do is we're going through it. If there's something that your character wants to do, I want you to focus more on trying to explain how it's going to happen. Immersion like that's going to help determine whether or not you're good at it. If you're like, hey, I jump over this 10-foot creek, and you're just like, I just jumped.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
I
jump
didn't realize
there.
they do get
Okay.
super detailed.
How'd you do it? Like say like
They're like, I squatted
That's-
down and then I put my left foot
It's however you
forward
want to
and
do
then
it.
I
Like,
back
you get
rolled
creative
and
with it.
then
Just have
yeah.
fun.
Like you didn't know there was a rock in the middle of it, and you were able
So-
to jump from that to that. And
I got a question
Yeah,
too.
what's up?
Like, is it the Dungeon Master? I don't know. I've seen a few clips, but I don't know if I'm just going
Yeah,
off
go
of like
for it.
loose memory. But like, does the Dungeon Master? Do they drop like obstacles on you? They like counter
can.
what you're doing and shit.
Oh.
He controls. He's
Oh,
your
okay.
god.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That is God right there.
Okay.
you'll get to a lot of people. There are like rule hounds within the community too, where it's like, well, in the 5e book, it said that
Yeah.
X, Y, or Z. But really, at the end of the day, when you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, it's up to the Dungeon Master. If the Dungeon Master says, I don't give a shit what your book says,
So if you're not like specific, it
Yeah,
can fuck you.
It
and
could.
that
Okay.
becomes a problem too. You're like, hey, I take my sword out and stab, and you're like, all right, well, you didn't give me enough information, so unfortunately,
It was
I
a
don't know
wee
what you're doing.
dagger.
So it's stuff like that. But we're going to start at the most basic and one of my favorite ways to start a campaign. You guys are all meeting in a tavern.
All right.
So what's going to happen? None of you are going to have fancy names today
I'm
because I've just decided that's a little easier for me to remember your names.
I'm Danny the Great.
There's Danny the Great.
I'm Alex the Bard.
There's Alex the Bard, which is completely fine.
Perkins the weak. Because my guy is fucking bitch made, bro.
You're just a human.
Oh, you're
You're just a little rogue little human.
like a ninja.
No, not this one.
Perkins, hit me with an imagine.
Imagine.
You walk into the Friendly Wager. It's a tavern set in the middle of town. All of you happen to come in. You hear that adventuring is afoot. You want to get paid. You need to earn a little bit of pocket change. So you go in. You all obviously are there for the same reason. You can either try to fight each other for this job, but no, you decide we're going to work together. We're going to split the reward. So here, what I'd like for you guys to do is meet each other. How are you? Why are you here? What do you know of each other? Do you get hammered?
I don't know any of you guys.
Hello, y'all. I'll introduce myself. I am Perkins, the weak. Before I am bitch made. I need a team to survive this mission and get paid. Tell me your names.
Howdy, Perkins the Weak. I'm Faves the Ranger.
Oh my god.
I was practicing voices in my head. Can I pick a different one? I'll pick a different one.
Just go.
No,
We
you're
gotta
there.
think.
You gotta
You gotta
use
think.
it. You gotta own it.
I'm sorry, my voice. I didn't happen to drink my tavern juice.
That's where
It's
Scarecrow is.
Faves. Who wants to go on a quest, huh? That's all I got. What about you
So
guys?
has somebody offered us a quest, or are we just like
There's a quest
introducing
board
ourselves?
there. It is behind the bar. You see it. You can go up and ask if there's anything there.
I'm sitting at the bar then, and I'm just drinking my beer and enjoying my alone time of just
There's a
by
warrior.
myself.
This is the most chill warrior.
The most
Yeah.
chill barbarian that we've ever
Right
met.
now, what I'm waiting for is
Ah,
I'm waiting
Perkins
for
a week.
either like new stuff to post, or I'm waiting for somebody who looks like they ain't got shit to do to like try to pick up it, so I can just be like, "Hey man, you need some muscle." Like, you want
Well,
some
look,
help?
what a coincidence. All of a sudden, the doors swing open. In runs somebody. He's panting. He's got a parchment in his hand. We just happen to be looking for 5 adventurers to go slay some goblins that are out west. Is there anybody
Yeah.
up for the task?
I'm Alex the Bard. I come from wealth and I'm bored. So, yes, I'll go with you. Do you mind if I entertain you along the way?
I'm Danny the Great, and I've seen the future of this
The future.
adventure. Not all of it, but we are all meant to go on this adventure together.
I reckon he's got a point.
I agree.
And I feel
fun.
like everyone here is going to play a big part of this mission.
This wizard reminds me of a man named John Wick.
Whoa.
I have I have nothing better to do, so I slam my beer down and I pay my tab. And then I joined the group, apparently.
Paid her tab. Who worked in the service industry?
Tipped at least 20%.
It's 25.
I will not pay for my drink.
She politely pays for Danny's as
Because
well.
I come from wealth, I tip the bill.
I decide to leave the tab on crystals. I mean,
even know
I
you.
mean, not Crystal. Stranger, I have yet to introduce myself to.
The audacity.
So you all agree to take the quest. You've been told it's a 2 days ride west. There you might find a goblin camp, and you're gonna have to fight the goblins to stop them from trying to come in the town and just wreak all sorts of havoc. So, do you have a question? You were
So I'm like scoping out my page here.
Yes, ma'am.
And I see that I have a -1 in intelligence. And I want to talk about that real quick. 'Cause
So that actually kind of leads me to a good point when it comes to character building. And I really wish we could delve into that more, but there are some things that you're going to see on your character sheets. Things are going to matter like dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, strength.
I'm smart as fuck.
does my -1 in intelligence and my +1 in wisdom just like balance out? To, like,
No,
a more
no,
or
it
less
does
person?
not. They mean
Look.
different
God damn it.
things.
So I'm -1 in strength.
Oh, I'm 5.
Wait,
Right.
can someone give me my stats? Because I can't. I don't have a phone.
Hell yeah, I can give you your
Justin-
stats,
Justin
fam.
has them.
Look, Crystal, I'm not.
Well, now it explains why Fabian was able to put his fucking tab on mine. Like,
I have 0.
So you have 2 to dexterity, a 2 to constitution, a +3 to intelligence. You're probably the smartest person
Hell
in this
yeah.
room.
Yeah, I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb.
But
Allegedly.
you also suffer from a severe lack of charisma. So where you may be the smartest, nobody's gonna follow you.
okay,
That's
Don't
fine.
worry,
Got
y'all.
the
I got the
charisma over
highest
here.
charisma.
What's your
+3,
charisma?
baby.
Oh, damn.
Bitch, I got
You're
+0
charismatic than
intelligence.
me.
I got
Plus
+0 intelligence.
You big.
So you're
That makes
normal.
a lot of
bitch.
sense.
I reckon.
I think you're taking on the wrong wizard or the wrong ranger.
He's taking a text right. Well, I love it.
Walker,
Fuck
Texas
it.
I
Ranger.
reckon I drive a ranger,
He got
partner.
isekai'd into this world and after watching
You're
a
the wrong
Walker
time
Texas
period,
Ranger
son.
episode.
This is fine. Okay, what's next? We run into goblins.
You're going west. Do you
we're
want to do
leaving.
anything traveling? Is there anything you want to make sure that you have together? Are you going to ask what the spoils of victory are?
I want to stay. Can I roll to stay hidden in the background just in case of a surprise attack?
Yeah, so what you're going to do, what Perkins is going to do is he's a rogue. Rogues, they want to stay
I
hidden,
wish
they're
I had that
sneaky.
intelligence.
So realistically, I want you to do your roll, but then tell me how you plan to stay hidden if you're in the forest.
Are we? So we are.
There's
how
a
we
trail.
traveling?
There's a trail that you're doing. You're all on foot. It is a forested area, so you do see foliage around you.
Okay, so I roll to sneak behind the tree lines.
Okay.
Son of a-
He rolled a 17.
And then I have my dexterity is +3, so it's at
What is a
16.
dexterity?
Yeah, I was gonna say what
So-
exactly.
What he's doing right now, and I'm going to kind of explain this as we go, so it's not
Okay.
just like, oh yeah, let me give you another rule.
Yeah.
What Perkins was doing is he wanted his character to stay stealthy. So
Okay.
what you'll want to do, and what I was kind of telling you guys to act out is, whenever you want to perform a check, stay stealthy, jump, look at something. You want to try and gain perspective because there's certain things that like certain stats help with.
Yeah.
So his was to stay hidden. So he rolled a 17. 17 is just, naturally what he rolled. He gets bonuses on that. Certain actions get bonuses based on your character sheet. So we'll look at Perkins in particular. Perkins' character has a +3 in dexterity. So when he gets rolls for things, if it's a dex saving roll, he gets to add that as a bonus.
Okay.
So if you rolled a 10, but you had a +5 to it, it makes it a 15.
Gotcha.
It's a lot
so
of
kind of
really
like the stats grow bigger.
exactly.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
And
Wow.
for Dungeons and Dragons, it does have a little bit of math. I mean, it's a video game. Characters have HP. You're
Yeah.
trying to get them down to 0, but actions, you're only so good at something. So realistically, if Perkins' character at the same time has a -1 to strength, if he was trying to pick up a log so he could hide underneath it, he's going to have to worry about his strength as well as his dexterity. And if he can't do both of them, he's going to try and pick up the log and it's going to fall on him, which is going to end up hurting his ability to hide.
Gotcha.
If you were trying to sweet talk Alex here into sneaking off into the woods with you, you have no charisma, so your character's not going to be successful.
No riz for you.
Yeah.
Let me show you a magic trick.
You got me.
So it's one of those things that you kind of have to take into account when you're playing with characters, and it's something I kind of want to get you guys, doing is you have to take into account what your character can do. There's such a thing
Gotcha.
called metagaming, and what metagaming is it's living outside of the game. Like you look at your character sheet and you're like, well, I know that I have -1 to strength, and instead of you playing into that naturally, you're like, I'm never going to attempt feats of strength because I know I'm not good at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where
Okay.
it could be you come there naturally and you're like, shit, I gotta give this a shot. There's a possibility you could fail.
Yeah.
There's also a possibility your character could roll a 20 on that. When you roll a 20 on it, I mean, that's almost a guaranteed win.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pluses and minuses, and it really is just playing the game, going
Cool.
through it. So Perkins having a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons knowledge, his character wants to be sneaky, so he's going to be sneaky.
Okay.
If you've ever, watched Lord of the Rings, or, Alex is already barding it up, high society bard over here. She's just
I
living
read
her
my
life.
rules. Red.
But yeah, it's just stuff like that, and it's interacting with each other and having fun while doing it. As much as you're playing to the dungeon master when you play Dungeons and Dragons, you're also playing with each other as
Yeah.
well. Like, you're supposed to build ties with characters and really immerse yourself. And I keep saying the word immersion, and it's pissing me off.
I mean,
But
I think that kind of is the theme of what this is.
It
You gotta
really
like
is.
give
Okay.
yourself into
I got
the
it.
story.
All right,
one.
so
I'm a
we're-
sneaky snake right now. I'm fucking super sneaky.
Dungeon Master.
Or you tell me,
Oh.
Dungeon Master.
Yes, sir.
You don't knock my 17 out the way.
I knew it was a 17. Dungeon Master rules, bitch. Oh, yeah, you're hidden,
Be
man.
able to hide
So
the-
right now, you guys are walking west. For some reason, you look over to your left, and Perkins' character's gone. It's just like you hear slight ruffling
the
every now
Sam
and then.
hell?
He is just absolutely disappeared from your sight. You can keep walking. Again, you're not quite to the goblins yet. Is there anything any
Y'all
of your
seen
other
Perkins
characters
the
want to give a
Weak?
shot?
Where's Perkins the weak at?
we didn't need him.
Ouch.
Is there anything else?
Roll for crying.
From a distance, you hear a slight whine. You're like, what in the hell was that? Perkins is actually climbing through the trees, sobbing.
I'm confident that I can take all of these goblins on by myself.
You
I
would be
reckon.
surprised.
Cause
Oh,
yeah.
wait.
'Cause I'm
I got
strong.
a question.
Yes, sir.
Since we're paying attention to surroundings and stuff,
Yeah.
is it okay for us to like inhabit objects into those? Like, can I pick us up in a Ford Ranger? Can I take us all in a Ford
There's
Ranger?
not a Ford Ranger.
We're in
by
very
names.
medieval times.
Wow.
We're back in the day. You
Okay,
can pick
well-
us up in like a buggy. With, like, a
Unfortunately, there were
horse.
no horses and carriages.
Yeah,
It was all going to be on
wagons.
foot.
Okay.
You weren't able to afford them. Plus, for the trip, you didn't want to risk a horse potentially dying, and you have to pay the town for the horse dying. So it just kind of made sense for you to go ahead and trek on foot.
Yeah.
You're a level 1 ranger. No animal for you yet.
I touch the ground, and I feel that we're going the right way.
That's very perceptive.
Good job.
Not only because I said you're going the right way, but because you touched the ground and felt it.
I sniffed my fingers. It was doo doo.
It was horse doo-doo he touched.
I
So
wipe
He
it
said,
on
"I
Crystal.
Wish we had horses.
You don't touch me because I'm strong, and so when you attempt to, I just fucking like.
We're on
Puts
the same
them in an
team.
arm bar.
Yeah.
Improv is yes and.
He just walks up, and I'm like,
I fall on my face.
That's
I say,
funny.
"Ouch! We're on the same team."
This is one of the most fun things when it
But
comes
again,
to Dungeons
I
and Dragons.
also
So
am aware
Fabian
that-
is over here falling, potentially hurting himself. What I get to do now is I get to actually let him hurt himself because he's immersed in the game. So, Fabian, what
No.
you're going to do is...
Doesn't Crystal have to roll for pushing him?
Yeah, actually, this is kind of fun more too.
We roll
Alright.
for every action.
Yeah, Crystal and Fabian are going to roll against each other. Whoever has the highest roll is actually successful.
I reckon
Now,
you're done.
we're going to add their strength modifiers to this.
Oh,
So,
God. Crystal got the...
Perkins, or not Perkins, Fabian, what did you roll?
I rolled a 12.
Okay. Crystal, what did you roll?
I rolled an 8.
No, go
Okay.
again. Go again.
No, 8's my lucky number.
Oh, I mean,
But that's lower than his number.
Yeah, she got an 8.
Damn, what
I guess
Okay,
it is.
so What happens here is that while Crystal was attempting to push Fabian away, Fabian just like dipped her and still pushed her. So he didn't fall flat on his face. They kept going. However, just kind of generally speaking, again, we're talking about putting yourself here. If you guys were going to find somebody, would you want to pay attention to your surroundings, see if you notice anything? Would the ranger maybe want to see if there are tracks out to possibly see how far away said goblins are? This camp, I mean, you're going to go fight
being
someone.
confident in the fact that he touched the dirt and knows where he's going.
The ranger gets himself back up. He dusts his
Ranger never
shoulders
fell.
off.
You didn't fall. Were you even listening?
He dusts his shoulders off because he didn't fall. It's a cool move back in the day. So
Cool move.
I happened to scope out the sky. It looks like it wants to rain.
It's getting dark out. I feel like we should set
not
base
raining.
camp.
Oh,
Dungeon
God says
Master
it's not
said
raining.
raining. So I look at the tracks on the floor.
Do we have a time of day?
I'm rolling.
Oh.
And with my eyes,
What are you rolling for, bud?
redemption,
Perception.
perception.
So I'm gonna ask for a little more.
I also
We got a
can't wait-
podcaster trying to
wait,
film here.
I can't
What
wait.
are you trying to see?
Perception. I'm trying to see a good loot grab for us so we could get good gear.
Yeah. Okay.
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 Roll your die.
Okay. I'm sorry, Perkins. I'm bad at lip reading. 20, bitch.
Okay. So you guys are heading west. Perkins is running in the shadows. Fabian is currently trying to pick a fight with the barbarian. But right, in the middle of that, he's like, you know what we could really use right now? Some treasure.
It's a good morale booster.
So treasure's a great morale booster. He sniffs and he's looking around doing his weird dust thing, throwing it up in the wind. But then he stops and he looks left. He runs over to a bush to find a small cache of weapons. There's 10 gold pieces there.
Ah,
He
is
pockets
that
them
my-
without telling anybody.
Is that my Smith and Wesson?
He he
Medieval times, swords and bows.
Just imagine.
sees some melee weapons, a cool shiny helmet that looks like it might just fit the barbarian perfectly.
Okay.
What do you do with that treasure that you just found?
I say, y'all better fucking thank me first. And you know what? Let's split it evenly.
Even the 10 gold you pocketed?
Do we?
They don't know about it yet. I'm asking you.
He's,
About to slide a hand.
I decide to slip it in Danny's pocket.
I'm a wizard.
What
I
about the
don't
rest
need
of the
this.
loot?
And the rest of the loot,
You're just passing out to everyone?
I'm passing it out to everyone.
Okay.
And I'm snatching my helmet
But
that you said would fit me.
I'm a money whore, so I take the money back from Danny's pocket.
Right. You stole the money you put the money in Danny's pocket and then re-stole it and put it in your own pocket.
Yeah, I couldn't take it.
Yeah.
Never
So,
So much
what-
pressure.
but you just felt like you had to in the very end.
I
You had to
tried.
take this treasure. Cool. So what do you guys do after Fabian finds this treasure and disperse it amongst you?
So I'm gonna take the helmet, and then I want to know. So I'm gonna ask the wizard, since the wizard was the one that was so hype about us all taking this journey.
Yep.
If he knows any details on exactly about the actual like goblins, like. Is there anything special about these goblins? Is there like why does he feel like we all need to be there? Like what?
There's something more going on. They're building
That
something.
And he tells you that,
He said
weirdly
winter's
enough,
coming.
this is all goblin made. So not only do you know that you're close to the goblins, you've actually just taken something of theirs.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh,
We have-
fuck.
Goblin
Here he
armor.
goes.
I've reckoned my intelligence
Close.
is 0.
So you
Yes.
guys get back on the main road. You have to stop Fabian from like trying to dig in the ground. He's convinced that there's more treasure here. You still hear Perkins crying in the background because Crystal called him useless. Alex is trying to sing the songest of songs. Danny's over here trying to like read the prophecy. He's like, I can see the future. But what none of you fail to realize is that you walked right past the goblins.
No, but my.
Oh,
She hasn't gone yet.
What,
No,
Alex?
I was just gonna say, but my keen senses. How could I be? They betray me.
It was Fabian. You were
It
just
was
so hyper
distracted
focused
by-
on that. And when I say you guys walked right past them, imagine like passing somebody in like Walmart and they're like, this motherfucker didn't even say hi. So the goblins jump behind you. And now you guys are face to face with 6 goblins and they are ready to fight, all because they see their goblin made helmet on the barbarian's head and they tell you, you took our treasure. And for taking our treasure, we'll take your lives.
Roll for initiative.
I'm gonna
Sneak
get
attack.
big.
I'm
Roll
gonna-
for initiative.
Wait. Goblins don't like bright light, right? They're kind of like gremlins.
What?
They will kill everybody.
They don't.
Take
They don't do
everything.
well with light, though, right?
They're small black humanoids that lair in desperate dungeons and other dismal settings. Individually weak, they gather in large number to torment creatures.
You also didn't give us a time of day either. That's why I was also like, because I remember.
I thought it was.
I pictured night.
Yeah,
I
it was
pictured
Like
night.
nightish.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
Night-ish.
yeah. So, I guess
So
that
then-
makes sense too. Start.
We gotta roll for initiative first before anything.
Wait.
What is initiative?
Yeah. What does that
All right,
mean?
so if we're about to start a fight, rolling for initiative is the order in which your characters are going to go.
Oh.
Okay.
So why this matters is it sets up like a turn
battle?
So
Okay,
if
okay.
I'm going to play as 5 goblins, I'm going to roll initiative 5 times and pair it against each of y'all's. But I'm just going to kind of throw the goblins in there because again, I'm the dungeon master and I can do what the fuck I want.
Yeah.
What's up, you
Does that give them
goblin
any bonuses or no
bitch?
bonuses?
Nah, we're not going to do any bonuses
Okay, my
for
bad.
them. It'll be a
I'm thinking
straight fight. No, that's okay. So roll for initiative, guys. You're all going to roll your d20. It's going to give the order in which you fight.
Is it
Okay.
is number 1 the highest or
No,
lowest?
20 is high.
always 20.
20 is always going to be high.
All right, let's go.
Can I re-roll?
So I have 20
20.
plus 3 because initiative, or 18 plus 3, so 19, 20,
The
21.
barbarian.
Okay,
Just wanna
18.
make it
18 or
easier.
11? Oh, okay.
I got 11.
So Danny's got a 20 right now.
Nice.
What do
Don't
you
worry,
got,
guys.
Crystal?
I got
3.
this.
Alex?
4.
Your charisma.
4. We got Perkins next. We're going to have Fabian after that.
All right.
You said you had a 4?
Yes.
Alex after that.
Would you get a 0?
And then Crystal
three.
at the very end,
The
aka
barbarian in the rear.
Luther. All right.
Keep our tank at the end.
So what's gonna happen first though is the first goblin's going to come at you and snort and be like, "But did you get our gold? We'll let you pass if you tell us what you did with our gold."
I said you.
I'm gonna say, we don't need your money, and I'm gonna do like a cool fucking thing with my wizard staff. I'm gonna hit that shit on the ground and
That was
beam a
cool.
bright ass light.
Oh shit! He blinded
That
us.
sounds amazing. Let me get a d20 roll. Let's see how well you do on that. Are you going to actually attack them, or are you just trying to like?
I'm trying to blind
like
them.
flashbang them?
I'm trying to flashbang
this
them
works,
so
dude, I
so
got
that
it.
we can have some sneak attack
Makes
from
sense.
the rest of the guys. Oh yeah. 16.
We're gonna say anything over a 12 is going to work right now. So
Hell yeah.
how do you do it?
I say, fuck you, goblins! Brah! And I just hit that staff on the ground, and it beams the light at them, blinding them.
So what's going to happen now? All the goblins start hunching back. They're blind. One of them is going to wildly swing. He's going to miss. So they're all going to have disadvantage. What disadvantage does in Dungeons and Dragons, and anybody can have disadvantage, is you essentially roll 2 d20s. You're going to take the lower of any of them. There's also rolling with advantage, which I'm going to give you guys. You're going to roll 2 d20s when you attack, and I'll explain how attacking works in a minute, but
Okay.
it's going to be whatever the higher of the 2 d20s is you get to take. Rolling an advantage and disadvantage is really fun because it gives 2 really varying extremes of what can happen.
Okay.
The only way I'm going to tell you disadvantage or advantage won't work is if you either roll a natural 20 or a natural 1. Natural 20s and natural 1s are some of the most fun that you can have in Dungeons and Dragons games as a dungeon master, because what's going to happen is if you do a 20, you succeed. Whatever you're trying to do is going to work. You may not do it great, but you're still going to do it.
But it's gonna work.
Imagine a 1 is the exact opposite. You wanted to sit there and you wanted to like flashbang them, right?
Yeah.
But you rolled a natural 1.
My
You could have
staff broke.
accidentally spun the staff, threw it over your head, and then you yeeted your staff. And now you have to go find your staff. Where the hell did it go?
Yeah.
But you did very well. So you blinded the goblins. The goblins are going to attack before Perkins does because, that's just what happens. Second goblin's not going to hit. Perkins, what are you doing?
All right, so since I'm still in stealth mode, I'm gonna
Yep.
take advantage of Wizard Danny's freaking blinding flash.
Flashbang.
Yep.
I am going to approach the closest one to Danny,
Right.
and I'm going to do a backstab.
Okay. So what
Nice.
he's going to have to do in order to attack, he's going to have his weapon out, and he can be as descriptive as he wants about this. But what you have to do first is beat a character's armor class or AC. So goblins have a natural armor class of 15, which means you're going to roll your D20. If your D20 isn't above a 15, you don't hit them. There are things you have on there that are bonuses on some character sheets, and yours may have some. Like looking at Danny's right now. So he has a short sword. It's got a 5-foot reach. It's got a +4 to his hitter DC. So what's going to happen is if he rolls a 7, he gets to add 4 to it.
Okay.
So that's going to help you guys so you know that, you know, like how, if you hit them, how much you hit them for. I'm actually going to dump out a lot of dice because you're going to need damage dice.
Oh shit.
Damage dice are my favorite. Hand that down there. I bet you don't have any of those in your bag, do you?
Ooh.
Yeah, all right.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
But
I need 2d6
want
because it's a
these.
sneak attack.
2d6. So first we have to roll to see if you beat their AC. Roll 2d20s because you're rolling at advantage.
Jesus.
That's a 10. That's 15.
So you're going to hit that goblin because even that base attack was enough to beat his AC.
Oh hell yeah.
So that first goblin, you're going to do, you said 2d6 worth of damage to it?
Because it's my sneak attack.
So his sneak attack allows him to have additional damage. If he wasn't hidden, he wouldn't be able to do additional damage, but since he's hidden, cool thing about rogues is he gets kind of an extra bonus.
Fuck yeah.
So let's roll your damage and see how much you fuck them up.
Oh, I didn't even need advantage.
I want to step on one of those bad
All right, here we go. I got 5 and 6.
Perkins, this is one of my favorite moments in Dungeons and Dragons. It's how do you want to do it?
Oh, all right. So, since I was hiding in the trees, as soon as Wizard Danny hit the ground and I saw the flash, I snuck in behind the closest one to him, pulled out my blade, and just went across his throat silently. Ended him right there.
Wow.
So you guys are coming off of the
said he was
flashbang that
weak.
Danny had. You just see one of the goblins' body drop,
Hell yeah.
but Perkins holding the head in his hand, and then he drops it and he disappears again.
It
There's
disappears again.
There's only 5 goblins left. We're going to go back to our turn base, and it is going to be Fabian's turn. Fabian, what are you doing? How you doing
I
it?
say, where the fuck did he go? He keeps disappearing. Anyway, and then Crystal the Nameless says, "Look out, a goblin!" And I say something cool and funny, you know. I'm like, "Goblin D's nuts." And then, so what I decide to do, I'm looking at my weapons. I just
You
wanna
have a
clarify-
longbow and an unarmed strike, so you get to either
Okay.
shoot them with a bow and arrow, or you get to
Yeah.
try to punch them.
Oh man. Okay.
Go with the
sweet.
bow.
Oh.
If you're gonna say if you're gonna say something like that, then you gotta like
I was about
hit
to
him with.
drop kick this motherfucker. okay. You know, that's cooler. That's cooler. I arch my bow. I take a knee, and then I'm gonna roll for it. But
Roll 2d20s and let me know what the highest of those two are. I hope he does.
Oh, God.
it gets the goblin in the eye. By the way.
You tell me that after you've hit
After,
it, not
okay.
before.
He's by the
Right
way.
now, you got to get there.
You got this, Ford Ranger.
I got a 5 and a 2.
Roll dice.
Which ones are you
No,
supposed
no,
to
no, no.
roll?
D20,
were
my
them.
man.
Oh,
These?
D20.
oh, those are the damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Which one's the damage?
Two of
D-
them,
any-
though.
it could be like a D6 or
Right?
D4.
Okay.
Two of the
any them.
D20s?
Two
Yeah, I need a
D20s,
second
yes.
Oh my god! I got a 6 and a 6.
Oh,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
One
11.
more.
You do not hit either of them. So what happens is you draw your bow, but you realize you're seeing some of those weird spots, you know, when there's big flashes of light. And you're like,
Damn.
I'll get you, goblins.
I knew I should have drop kicked him.
And you shoot an arrow wildly into the air. But what you do accidentally do, though, is you let that goblin know where you shot it from. Because there's still 5 goblins left. One's coming for that ass.
Wow.
I
So
laugh at him.
He's a disadvantage, so...
Where did that laughing come from?
Fabian, I know your AC because I'm sitting here
laughing.
looking at it. So Fabian's AC, his armor class is a 14. My rolls have to at least beat a 14 in order to hit him. I rolled a 1 and an 11. I rolled a natural 1. I'm at disadvantage, which means my goblin fails miserably.
Okay.
He tries to run at you, and he's like, I'm going to get you. And then as he rolls, he trips over a stump and smashes his face into your arrow that just happened to be sticking out of the ground. And it catches him right in his eye and does 4 damage.
Dumb
This is some
luck.
Final Destination.
He's not dead yet, but he's definitely hurting, and he's
hurt.
one eye down.
Oh shit! Did y'all see that shit?
Alex, who's over here watching Fabian fail miserably and still somehow manage to do something, has an opportunity to hurt somebody. So what do you want to do? And I love that you actually have your sheet out and
Your
you're
notes
looking
out.
at it.
Hey, I'm
Yeah,
looking at mine.
This is where I get all my ideas from. So I think I would like to cast a spell
Okay.
that kind of like stupefies. like
So you want to stupefy an enemy.
I want them to be like.
Kind of puts him in like a daze.
Yeah, like put them in a daze. Like, whoa, what's happening?
Oh,
And
my
wait,
daze.
can I do like a spell and then a weapon, or only one? thing?
Hell yeah, let's do it. Have fun with it. But in order for these to work, I want to know exactly how it's going to work. Like, what is this goblin going to experience when you approach him?
Okay. Wait, do I do that after the roll?
No,
first.
since you're going to do a spell first, let's start with that first.
Okay. So the goblin comes up to me and approaches me, and I cast spells with my musical instrument. So I'm using a flute right now.
Okay.
Because that's one of my instruments.
So with that flute, you just
Let's go,
busted
Lizzo.
out and-
Let's go, Lizzo.
That's actually the flute's name is
Yeah.
Lizzo.
Yeah. So I start playing to the tune of "Back That Ass Up."
Okay. Give me a D20 roll, please.
12.
It is a perfect rendition. Juvenile himself is trying to. So this goblin, where he had his, I don't know, he had like an axe up, just slowly puts it down, and it's like, I swear I know that song. But as you're playing the last tune, you pull out your weapon to attack him.
Yeah.
Now give me 2 D20s.
No. It's a
What
4
are
and
they?
an 8.
8. Let's go just in case. I have this pulled up too. And normally when you have things like these, there's enough time. Since we're recording a podcast, obviously, I want to try and do as much of the footwork as possible. But 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, unfortunately, when you lowered your flute, the tune just kind of, he looked around and was like, where'd that go? And then he tried to
undazed
attack
him.
you because he was mad that you stopped playing for him. But he's also an idiot, and he did not hit you. So he was still like,
Still slightly dazed.
she's kind of pretty, isn't she? What am I doing here? And then Crystal the fucking barbarian, who's been sitting here waiting. She's got 2 great axes. Normally they're one-handed or two-handed weapons. But she said, fuck it. She's going. She's lifting. She's gains for days. And
Yeah.
she's ready to mess some shit up.
I just imagine after watching, because at this point we've only lost one.
Only
goblin,
lost
right?
one, and one lost an eye. So you have 4.5
That was me.
goblins.
That was me. I did that.
4.5 goblins.
And you can choose to attack the one that Fabian attacked. Again, I'm not showing you rather all that geographically on a map. You can
Yeah.
get to them right now.
Yeah. We're not too far from them.
And they're not too far from you.
Yeah, I want to start with the one that he wounded already, because it's already kind of weakened.
All right. So,
Makes
what are you
sense.
doing?
So I'm gonna pull my axes out, and I'm just gonna charge him.
Just
Because-
try and like.
At this point, like, I'm pretty confident in my skills. I feel like I'm the strongest one here. I got
Give me 2 D20s,
it.
ma'am.
Granted, my coat's on, so you can't see my muscles.
I got a 12 and a 20.
A 20.
20.
Yeah.
A natural 20. So what's going to happen is you are going to be super successful. You're actually so
Yeah.
successful that you forgot. You're like, barbarian have 2 axes, swing 2 times.
2 times.
You're going to get to hit 2 goblins.
Oh shit! I'm
So-
fucking slicing and dicing, bitch. Let's go.
2 for 1 special.
Let's
Crystal,
give me
can you
1
say- can
second,
your character say,
please.
like,
Okay,
"Sir"?
so it is a great axe. It is going to be a 1d12 damage plus 3. So there's a 12-sided die. It is going to look like this
Like a
diamond.
spaceship?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Like a
one.
top.
Mhm.
Roll
Like a spaceship.
roll that, please.
Oh, no.
What is it? Cool. That's the highest. No.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a 10. on a 12-sided die.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
so
I
when
was scared. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, and then roll one more
Who
time.
the fuck puts a 0 on a die? 6.
6.
all you
7.
zeros out there have
So-
hope.
She runs in, she pushes Fabian over. Get out of the way, scrub.
I like
She-
these
I like our
old
90s
songs.
theme.
Yeah, she cleaves one of their heads smooth off because we're in a decapitation mood.
Here for the decapitation.
And she grabs another one and just snaps its neck and spins its
Holy-
head, then cuts it in half.
I didn't even need my axe. That's how strong I am.
There are now
3.
3 goblins left.
Okay.
And
I thought
all
there was
3
5.
of them, there were 6 originally.
Oh, 6.
Danny killed 1.
JK.
You
I thought there was
killed
only
2.
5.
Okay. All
Just kidding.
right.
They're
keep
all
track.
3 attacking Crystal right this minute, though, because she is the biggest threat.
She's the strongest.
Can I
Okay.
go again?
So then it's my turn, right?
Does
Yeah.
it loop back around?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Okay,
it's
good,
going.
good,
Danny's
good.
gonna get to go, and then after once the goblins attack, though, it's that ass, and they're going in between every player. So
Okay.
you can attempt to kill a goblin and prevent an attack happening
Yep.
to Crystal.
Bitches,
Okay.
Y'all better save mine.
I got you, fam. You're not dying today.
All right, so what are you doing, Danny?
All right. So is that arrow still on the ground?
Now that arrow was in a goblin's head, which is technically, I guess, still on
Okay.
the ground.
So I grab that arrow
That's fucking cool.
with my staff. I use the staff to like
Yo.
I go bop bop, pop it up. I grab it and then I yeet it at the goblin.
Ooh,
You guys see this
fancy.
shit?
Okay, with the choreography.
He goes,
All right, give me 2 d20s. We got Yondu Jr. over here.
Yeah.
You're good.
12 and 13.
You fucking hit him.
I'm good.
So give me 2d6, one of those, and then one of these.
Okay. 2 and 6.
All right, so
Or is that 9?
no, that's it. It was
Okay.
a 6. Not a 9 on a 6-sided die.
Oh, that's that's
he's dyslexic.
yeah.
He scrapes the arrow up, flicks it up, hits it with his staff, hits it again with the end of it, and it just goes through one of the goblins and pins him to a tree.
Fuck yeah.
And there are now 2 goblins. They look at each other. They're scared as shit. But they also realize that when Danny did that, he cut his robes and goblin gold fell out.
You left one in there, you son of a
took it.
bitch.
Yeah, he left one in there. He's like,
reckon-
you stole our gold, you thieves.
I reckon he's.
They
a
are
thief.
pissed off. They've had it with the lies. You're killing their cousins. They were on their way to go hang out for little Goblinette's graduation, and they were trying to bring her this really shiny helmet that's on top of this bitch's head, and you stole it. And they're mad. They're now going to roll with advantage. They can see clearly now. The days is gone.
Feel kind of bad. They're the victims here, truly.
No,
19.
there's more to this
We
story.
straight up.
Your
Christopher
armor
Columbus
class, Crystal, is.
Wait, do they go for me or
The
for
Crystal,
Okay.
she's wearing their helmet,
Right
is
now,
a
yeah.
14.
And what did you get?
19.
What?
You have a whole 14 points of damage. I get to roll 2d4s for damage. You are going to take 7 damage.
You took half of my life?
Yeah, they're coming for your life. Like,
What
they
the
literally
fuck?
said that. You stole.
Am I about to die?
No, maybe Perkins will save you.
I'm a fucking warrior. I can't be out here just getting.
Get
So
him,
what
Ninja
happens is
Perkins.
the first
Dead?
goblin just goes and he has like a small blade and he just tries to run it straight up and like cut you in half. But he misses slightly and gets you. You got just this huge gash on your thigh and it brings you to a knee.
got an
Perkins?
artery?
Your knee's been hurting.
All right. Well,
You're bleeding. You're hurt.
Bitch, all I'm saying is.
I'm going directly after one to just attack Crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sneak attack, baby. Sneaky, sneaky.
Oh.
Okay.
Ew,
Do you have any ads?
Oh.
I can help you with
I
that.
don't know.
So we're gonna see if I was going to call him Fabian. If Perkins has any pluses to his attack rolls.
I thought you were calling the goblin Fabian. Come on.
You
man.
do not. So unfortunately, he hopped out of the shadows, but the other goblins saw him, and he doesn't like that. So he's gonna attack you, Perkins,
Crystal's
instead.
not gonna make it.
Oh.
10 and 17.
They're definitely hitting you, Perkins.
Oh God.
You
shit.
have a
Oh my
whole
God.
9 hit points.
My party.
They did 6 damage to you. You now have 3 life points left.
I am dying right
The
now.
second goblin,
I'm
as
dying.
you try to jump out of the shadows to
Aggressive
hit one of the
ass fucking
goblins,
goblins.
he just takes his blade, flips it backwards, and just stabs. And you just see Perkins drop. He's not dead, but he is hurting. There are 2 goblins left.
Can you
and
give us a little anime dialogue? Like you're on.
Nani? I failed you, Crystal. Avenge me.
Fabian, it is now your turn.
I'm shaking, but Danny the wizard slaps me to get it together.
Yep.
So
I need to know.
Yep, I did
hang on,
that.
can we know what this conversation's about? Can y'all have this conversation?
Yeah,
IRL?
have a conversation.
So it starts with
holy
you slapping
fuck!
him.
Did you see that shit?
Shut the fuck
Perkins a
up.
week.
Shut
What
the
happened
fuck
to
up.
Perkins a week?
All right, so I slap Fabian in the face. Do I roll for it?
No, I don't
No?
want you to
Do I
actually
just
hurt
slap him in the face?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you actually have to get up and slap the shit out of him.
All right.
I reckon I needed that. Danny
Listen
the
here, you
wizard.
dumbass time traveling ranger.
So
You are here for a reason,
Uh,
and I need you to get it together.
I'm sorry, partner.
How many goblins are left?
2 goblins.
Bust out 2 more arrows and shoot them at the same time.
I reckon.
And focus on your shots. Deep in your consciousness, you must look for the knowledge inside you must.
You must. Okay, Yoda.
It's all
Yoda from Brooklyn.
Yoda from
reckon-
Brooklyn.
These are deep inside your consciousness.
Yeah, my voice keeps changing
Fabian
throughout the whole thing.
pulls 2 arrows out of his longbow. He's determined now. He's going to end both of them in one shot.
Hell
If
yeah.
Fabian can roll 1 die and it be more than a 15, he will be successful and get a chance to attack them. He may not kill him, but he gets to attack them.
I reckon I wanted to show y'all my kung
If he rolls a
fu
1, though,
from the
he's accidentally
future.
killing one of you.
Oh God.
Wait, who?
What
I
do you say?
You better
What?
not fucking roll a 1, bitch.
if I roll a 1?
You're killing one of your
Yeah.
teammates.
Oh my god.
Put
This is where
Perkins
we
out
end
of
the
his
show.
misery.
Hell no. I'm gonna do a roll and save. I'm gonna save.
Okay. Okay. Zoom in.
It's not a 1.
So he pulls out his arrows.
Oh God.
He pulls them back, and you hear, believe. And he goes, what? And then shoots them. They just go all the way right.
No.
It's when
It's
Danny
so
the Wizard
It's
realized.
the goblin's turn now. I told you they're going in between everybody's turn.
Oh my
They're-
gosh. They're about to murk me.
They're going back for Crystal, who has how many life points?
7.
7.
You have 7 left?
Yeah, you took 7 away.
Ooh, what if I rolled a 20,
Oh
my guy?
fuck.
A what?
What
A
if I rolled
natural
fucking
20.
20?
Damn.
You're cheating.
I
Roll again.
Fuck.
5 hit points of damage. So he's like climbing up you because goblins are smaller people. So he realizes he has that gash in your thigh. He just pulls out another dagger and is slowly climbing you and stabs you in the neck.
Oh my god.
If you get hit again, he's going for your skull.
Neck?
He wants that helmet.
You
That
start-
helmet's ours.
Who's?
Oh yeah.
Save us, Bard.
Alex, do
Shit.
something.
Oh wait, it's.
It is Alex's turn.
You must save us, Bard.
God,
Sing
how
a
are y'all
sweet
doing
song.
So good.
Okay.
Use your
No
voice.
pressure.
I was
Use your voice.
Okay, I have an idea. I'm not sure if this is on the right track or if I should use violence instead.
You go for it.
So, my high elf racial traits list
What?
an extra language, like
Yeah.
of my choice.
Oh.
So, what if I started speaking the language of the goblins' ancestors and I was like, wait.
Goblish.
Guys, we'll give you back your loot. Here we go.
Hmm.
Take off the helmet and give it back. Would that be something I could do, or do I need
So
to just...
that would involve charisma. So you have a charisma modifier of a +2.
Okay.
There's going to be what's called the save here. The save you have to beat a 12 or higher for them to even entertain the idea. So you're going to roll a d20. You get to add 2 to that d20. If it equals 12 or more, this could potentially be successful. If you roll anything under 12 points,
Fuck.
They're
fuck
gonna
them
be like, "Fuck you."
ancestors.
Give us the. Okay.
Oh man, I noticed I could have shot these goblins a long
I'm
time
so
ago.
scared. I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
15.
Oh.
So as you're speaking in like goblin, like ancient,
Give us your best
Oh,
goblin
yeah.
speech.
Me hoy, me noy. Me hoy, me noy, me
You're like,
noy.
you speak the language of the elders.
Oh, fuck.
The one that's on Crystal that's climbing up, and like doesn't need to climb up anymore because you've gone because you took the helmet off of her and you put it on the goblin, and he's so excited
I'm about to fucking cry.
that after you put the helmet on his head, because he's a little asshole, he gut checks the shit out of you with his helmet now on his
Oh
head.
no.
What a dick.
What a dick.
He deals 5 damage to you and says, "Thanks for the helmet."
That's a really bad gut check.
That's a really bad gut.
That was half your life.
Fuck.
Crystal,
Kill.
My dice.
you're down, you're bleeding, you feel like you're on death's door. You didn't even know that goblins were able to do that kind of shit, and you just lost your new helmet. There's 2 goblins left. What are you doing? How you doing it? So one of the cool things about some characters, specifically like a barbarian, is has barbarian rage. So, and again, this is kind of at my discretion. We're having fun with this, so I'm not going to
Yeah.
sit here and go into the like deep rules about it. So what happens is you go into just a blind rage. Not only did your new bard friend stick up for you, and you thought that she was going to help you, but this goblin still
Took my fucking helmet.
and they took your helmet.
Well, I guess technically
bitches.
I took
And you
Yeah,
hit your
I was
hit your
gonna-
friend.
So
like we volunteer. Come on. You're like,
you still get to
They
roll
kept it.
for 2 hits with your great axes because you have both of them out. It's going to be one last hurrah. Their AC has a -3 for this turn, which means you only have to beat a roll of 12 or higher. If you roll 2 d20s and both of them are above a 12, chances are you're killing both of them and winning this fight.
Both of them, I can hit for both of them.
If you roll a 12 or higher,
He's
oh, okay. Like no.
You got it. You got
Okay.
it. 90, 20, 20, 20,
That's what
20.
I want to do because I'm pissed and I'm mad and I want my fucking helmet back. So
Right.
you worked hard
I'm
for that
gonna-
helmet,
yeah,
thief.
I'm gonna fucking roll and hope that I have to roll 2, right?
Yeah, roll 2 of them.
I got a 15 and a 3.
You're hitting one of them.
Oh man.
So, the one that just gut checked Alex, right? You go up to it
I hate
and
that
roll
motherfucker.
the one that looks like a diamond.
Oh, fuck. Please be good.
Spaceship one. Oh, no.
Yeah.
3.
Okay, so you do kill that goblin.
Yeah.
Goblins are
Fuck that
inherently
goblin.
weak. They're a level 1 creature, but
Oh,
they
okay.
can be a little harder to hit.
Yeah.
They have an AC of 15, which is why you have to beat a 15 to hit them. But they're
Gotcha.
squishy. They only have 6 health.
Oh.
So they're hard to hit, but easy to kill.
They're like
Okay.
slugs.
So you grab that goblin by the helmet,
Yeah.
and you drop your axes first. You say fuck the axes. You grab the goblin by the helmet. You fucking twist his body off
Hell
of it
yeah,
and
brother.
yank it off, leaving his head inside of the helmet.
Oh.
You look at him and say mine, and then drop his head out of it. Put the helmet back on your head.
Totally brutal.
Fidelity.
One of them is dead. There is one goblin left, and he is busy about to wreck Perkins' shit. You're almost dead,
No,
but you're
Perkins
not
the
out of the
weak.
woods yet. It is going to be Danny's turn.
Okay.
Got this, Danny.
What
the
kind of
wizard.
weapons? Because I don't have my stat
So
stuff. What
a
kind of
wizard
weapons do I have?
typically has a staff. They are also have an unarmed strength, and you should have a short sword.
Dude, that
Fireball.
Okay.
motherfucking ice
Something.
spell.
I was
Also,
thinking
too,
fire.
It's a girl.
So
advantage.
you have Ray of Frost, Shocking Grasp, because again, you're just a level 1
He'll
wizard.
love that later.
So
on
you
when
could
he's
do Ray of
editing.
Frost. Ray of Frost does 1d8 damage. And the cool thing is, and I'm kind of fucking you guys, but none of you mentioned magic in the first place.
Yeah.
You don't have to roll an AC check to hit them with magic. Magic hits.
Oh.
Okay.
So you can have a 1d8 that hits them immediately. But the thing is, if you roll anything below a 6, they're still alive and they will get an attack. And this next one is going to try and kill Perkins.
Okay, yeah.
So
okay.
this 1d8, which is this guy right here.
Yeah.
If you can roll that a 6 or higher, you end this fight.
Okay. So here's what happens. This motherfucker is jumping at Perkins because he sees that he's the weakest one. And I say, "Ice to meet you." And I do this cool fucking thing. And then I'd like spin and I'm like, "Huh," and fucking ice raise the fuck out this guy. And let's see if I hit.
He has to do his one line.
Some Sub-Zero shit.
Ice to meet you. Fuck!
So he
my
does all
gosh.
of that, but he accidentally like crosses his hands in the wrong direction, and when he throws it, it's like he just got hit in the back with a couple of ice cubes. He's like, this motherfucker. He's still gonna
ice on
attack
my shirt.
Perkins though.
Can I roll to save
I
myself?
tried.
You can. All right.
That's a dexterity roll. That's all I got left.
He doesn't hit you, my man.
Just in case.
He slipped on some ice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he hit those ice cubes and got temporarily like distracted. He's like, what was I doing again? Oh yeah, I'm killing this guy. So he turns around to try to kill him, and Perkins, you get an opportunity to defend yourself, my man.
I am fucking using my short bow because I just know it's +5. Yeah.
Short blow
Killing this
plus
guy, all you
5.
think about it is, I'm
Death.
burying you.
I got 11
16, so you technically hit him.
with the.
Hey.
Oh my
He has
Is this a
4
1d6?
health. Yep, that's a 1d6.
4. Oh, you bastard! As he missed. Oh fuck! I've been waiting for this shit. As Danny dropped ice, missed, but whatever the fuck the goblin still
He
slips.
slips.
As he slips and falls, I lean back with my short bow.
He did the
and
Max
shoot
Payne.
him right in the neck, killing him.
In the neck.
And then I pass out
Dead,
because I'm fucking
deceased,
injured.
gone forever.
Oh god.
What?
Is he dead?
Oh, all the goblins are dead.
Then Perkins
Fire
the weak
over.
hits the
Them up.
Dougie on
We all
them.
survived.
The encounter is over. You have all survived.
Barely.
You see a small goblin camp.
Oh my
There's a
gosh.
chest there. There is a fire. You can go rest at it. What would you guys like to do?
I think we should
We gotta
rest for the
regroup.
night, heal up.
Help me!
I could
We
play
gotta-
some music.
Yeah.
So what do you guys?
Does her music heal?
Healing
Actually,
music.
it can help. So the bard's playing music. You're sitting by the fire. Do you interact with anything? The treasure chest, anything like that?
We don't touch the treasure.
No, I open it.
No,
Mine.
he takes the treasure.
This fucking.
Our bard's rich. Our barbarian doesn't care.
So
I'm
At
gonna
this point, we just
use.
got our asses kicked because of treasures.
Yeah.
So I'm a
y'all,
little,
so y'all are going to open the
turned
treasure
off
chest and
right
see what's
now.
in there.
I'm assuming this is the
You
camp
guys
of the
do.
goblins
Yeah,
we just
let's look
beat.
what. Yeah.
Roll
So
it, baby.
yeah, let's just
Yeah, let's
fucking
just see
open
what's
the
in it.
treasure chest.
You go to the treasure chest and attempt to open it, just to realize it was a mimic the entire time. And large gnashing teeth come out to try and bite you.
Oh my gosh.
The
Okay.
encounter is over for this time. That concludes
Y'all
part
should've
1 of our
listened.
Dungeons and Dragons episode. We may or may not be back. I don't
What a
really know, but I know that they
cliffhanger.
almost all died.
Yeah.
But
Oh my god.
I appreciate you guys sticking with us. I hope you guys had fun.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that was actually really cool
I
for
feel
the
like
first
this
time.
definitely is something that we could do more of if you like it. If you have any notes for me, if you thought I could do something better and or worse, again, it's my world, but I appreciate
Hey, this
your
is just
input.
part 1 of our D&D story.
But that is going to wrap it up for our Dungeons and Dragons episode. I hope you guys had fun. Please see us, next episode. Come back. We're going to be talking about Crystal's birthday.
I see you next time.
Bye.
I reckon.